Hey, what's up guys? This is Julio with Profound Image Consulting. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I actually have a cool topic to talk about, and we're actually going to be covering self-esteem. So not just self-esteem as a whole, but the three types of self-esteem in my opinion. We have low self-esteem, very common. We have good self-esteem we're going to be talking about. That's where you're wanting to be if you're not already there. And then we have number 3, which is inflated self-esteem. So when you guys are ready, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so number 1, the first one we're going to be talking about is low self-esteem. The reason why is because it's very common among a lot of men out there. Guys with low self-esteem have the tendency to be awkward, very incompetent, have very to little confidence in anything that they do, and they really just feel bad about themselves. Real quick, before I do continue, guys, I do want to mention by no means am I trying to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings with this topic, because I do know that a lot of men struggle with low self-esteem, but I'm simply coming from a good place. I'm trying to give you guys tips, some education. Take it as constructive criticism, if you will. And if the truth hurts, trust me, it's for your own good. Okay, so explained by a genius somewhere, self-esteem is the confidence you have in your own worth. However, I'm not a doctor, so I'll keep it brief on what may work for you. Now, the first thing that I want you guys to do in order to improve your low self-esteem is to stop comparing yourself to others. Stick to the reality and start focusing on yourself, your goals, how you can improve yourself overall. And then long term, you'll start to see the benefits of this. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to talk about is to know your worth. Not everyone that's good at something is great at everything. And I mention this because a lot of guys tend to, scroll on Instagram and they instantly see someone who's very flashy, who has it all, who's very successful, and they start to compare themselves to that person. And realistically, it's not real. And for the people that do have everything and are successful and are doing really well, it's because they've really worked hard for it. So don't compare yourself all the time to these Instagram profiles that show their non-realistic life. Remember that you are a work in progress, and who you are today is not who you are going to be for life. But what you do today, what you do tomorrow, is going to help determine who you become. So remember to grow, remember to expand your mind and educate yourself, and you're going to see that you go much more further. And many will say that self-esteem has nothing to do with the way you look, and for some this may be true, for others it's not. What I would recommend for you guys to start doing is to start working on your appearance, start working on your physical state, whether that be inside or out. Go shop for new clothes, go work out outside or indoors if that's what you want to do. But my point being is that you're going to thank yourself later. You're going to feel so much better about yourself. You're going to stop comparing yourself to others, and you're going to use that energy to just start growing. The other thing I would recommend you guys start doing is to listen to some new music. Throw out that old playlist that's been on your phone for probably 2 years. Download some new music that you can actually work out to, that you can jam to. You're going to end up thanking yourself later, you're going to thank me later, and most importantly, you're going to thank your ears later. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about that's going to help improve your low self-esteem is to calm yourself, calm your mind most importantly. And what I mean by that is a lot of us guys tend to fill our mind and our head with negative talks or negative thoughts. What we instead want to do is fill our head and our mind with positive thoughts and positive talks. Tell yourself that you are worth it. Tell yourself that you can do it and you do hold value. And you're going to end up manifesting that in the short run and in the long run. Gentlemen, hope you guys are still following me here. We're actually going to be diving into number 2, which is inflated self-esteem. And unfortunately, this is not a good personality characteristic to have. Now, you'll find a lot of guys and men with this characteristic tend to boast a lot about their successes in life. They talk about it all the time. They talk about themselves. They talk about how perfect they are. They tend to be really flashy with things. I don't know, but it doesn't get them anywhere. It makes them sound instead arrogant and not confident. Someone like this often seeks attention, praise, good judgment from other people, but never give anything back. The problem here with inflated self-esteem is that most men and most guys are incapable of actually seeing that error. and therefore they won't see that they have a self-esteem issue. Ultimately, the first step that I would give as advice is to recognize that there is a problem. That's going to lead to the positive change that you're actually looking for in life, and the rest is actually just a journey. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to be covering good self-esteem. This is where I want to be, this is where you want to be, this is where every guy wants to be. Now, the first step to take is to make a commitment. A commitment to stop pleasing everyone. It's accepting criticism and not mistaking it for judgment. It's people that always speak the truth and do so without ever fear of rejection. It's living with humility and being humble all the time. It's knowing that you are in the present and the past is the past. So if you're someone that struggles with low self-esteem and you want to be at that good self-esteem level, the only thing I can tell you is to just start working on you. Do you work on you. Remember that this is a long game and it's not for the short game. Slowly but surely, you'll start to surround yourself with better people, a better audience. You'll start to gain an audience from it. You're going to start to be very likable, and you're going to be able to actually present and be perceived as a well-rounded individual. Guys, remember that teaching yourself these things are going to lead to overall better confidence. It's going to lead to better fulfillment and ultimately happiness. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. If you did, don't forget to leave me one of these. Comment down below, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.